people don't want to be pushed products and pushed hard sells. And I think, you can have really transactional conversations right now as everyone moves online. But actually, if you move into a subscription game, you'll find most likely that you're getting some great spiky wins right now, but there's a pretty low switch cost when we all come out of lockdown. Big question. Um, I think this has given everyone an opportunity to rethink the concept of time. And I think not, I mean, you can take like a traditional retailer, or you can take a, kind of traditional sporting fixture, kind of, the traditional type of hype or kind of season cycles or sales cycles just really no longer applies. And I think because of that, you can't really rely on the same traditional campaign arc or reach guarantees that you would normally have. So everything's been compressed. And I think in a sporting sense, what's really interesting is that you don't have that traditional in-stadio experience, the build up to going to a game, being at that game, that kind of time block has been completely removed. So you kind of have this blended out version of what an experience in sport might look like, and everything has been obviously centered more on the home. What I would love is for that to, I guess, that concept of time to be given back more so to women. I should actually say to women, to people, fans in general. And for this idea that you can kind of own your own body and own your own sense of power, strength, fitness, training regime, reclaim that and actually use that for greater advancement for when you can get back out on field. So what I'd like to see is probably more innovation in wearables, more innovation in, as we discussed, sort of hormone mapping and understanding how to, I guess, hack your own body in many ways, hack your own cycles, use energy for good and know how to kind of conserve that energy as well, because no one has the same mental availability as they used to, and probably perfect that performance in a very different way when you can't do it physically out on field, but you're potentially having to do it inside. If there can be kind of companies or thinkers that can think about giving women back more time, I think that's going to help them to make leaps and bounds when it comes to performance back out on field when they're ready. People need to really be rethinking, the value of value again, which I know sounds really obvious, but people don't want to be pushed products and pushed hard sells. And I think, you can have really transactional conversations right now as everyone moves online. But actually, if you move into a subscription game, you'll find most likely that you're getting some great spiky wins right now, but there's a pretty low switch cost when we all come out of lockdown. I'm sure people will kind of give up that kind of convenience for something that's far more meaningful. So use this time now to really think about the value you can give to people, and think about that in terms of the intangibles. So whether that's trying to solve the biggest problem for your customer, solve the biggest problem for sport, and the hardest problem as well, I would say, because the easy ones will be solved by your competitors. But if you can kind of edge away at the hard ones now in lockdown, that's the right time. So thinking more about, reclaiming time, reclaiming stability, reclaiming a sense of ownership over your body. If you can do that and think about that value now, I think it's going to put you in really good stead for the future.